Welcome to the Girls in Business podcast, where we'll be taking the bullshit out of business.
All things life, business, and sisterhood.
With incredible women from our community.
Proudly brought to you by the Girls in Business movement.
The real stories, the honest truth. Business, growth, networking, connections, and unfiltered fun.
With your host, Asha Louise Barber, multi-award-winning entrepreneur and founder of Gold Coast Girls in Business.
The Girls in Business podcast.
Get ready to laugh your ass off. With me! I'm going to get the giggles so much. All right. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, what's my business called?
Beers.
Can we clean up aisle podcast studio? Boom, there it is. Okay, all right.
The Girls in Business podcast.
Welcome to the Girls in Business podcast, episode 2. Today we have Steph Zahalka. Steph is a mum, wife, socially extroverted, sweary as fuck entrepreneur and founder of Jungle Branding Co., who's on a mission to help impact-driven entrepreneurs so they can be seen as an indisputable industry leader through branding. Steph's mission began with a simple shift in the common misconception that your brand is merely a logo, tagline, colours, and a few brand words, when in fact your brand is the core that supports and directs everything in your business. Branding is the most underutilized yet most important business tool. So get ready to be inspired by Steph's blend of expertise, humor, stories, and actionable ideas. Welcome to the studio, Steph.
The Girls in Business podcast. All things life, business, and sisterhood. Proudly brought to you by the Girls in Business movement.
The real stories, the honest truth.
With your host, Asha Louise Barber. Trigger warning. Today's episode may contain confronting topics and mature content. This episode is proudly sponsored by sweary Counselling. Contact us today on 0755 767710 or head to sweary.com.
Welcome to the studio, Stephanie. Fuck! Has anyone ever called you Stephanie?
My mother.
Welcome to the studio, Steph Zahalka.
Thank you for having me.
It's very exciting having you here.
I'm excited to be here.
So anyone who's actually ever met Steph or myself before, Steph's been at a lot of my events, you'll know that we both swear like absolute fucking truckers. So I thought for this podcast interview, we could play a little game called We'll Drink to That. And every time Steph and I say a swear word, actually not all of them because we will be wasted by the end of this, but we'll choose the word shit. So every time we say the word shit, we'll have to drink to that. So we'll see how that goes.
I almost just said shit. Oh, wait.
Well, I'll fill up our cups first because this is going to be a game that we get into pretty quickly. We've got some sour grape cruisers here, guys, and they don't go very far. So luckily I brought 2 with me. Just a moment. Cut to an ad break. No. All right. So while I'm filling this up, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but Steph does not have an Australian accent. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and where you came from and how you've ended up on the Gold Coast in Australia?
I am from California. Cali girl living on the Gold Coast. Yeah. How I ended up in Australia. Well, in California, when I went to San Diego to go to San Diego State University, I met Keith down there, and Keith's my husband now, and he's Australian, but he moved there when he was 15.
He's Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's
okay.
an
I
Aussie.
did not ever pay attention to his accent, but there you go.
He's an Aussie, but he moved there when he was 15, so it's kind of a half-breed.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I met him in San Diego, and we got together really quick because I went for that shit. I was like, oh,
you knew
he's
what
hot.
you wanted
He's
and
hot.
you
He's
got
hot. Yeah, I did. I went for it. And
you just said shit. So.
Oh, I did. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Drink.
I'll drink to that.
All right.
Cheers.
Where was I?
So you just met Keith.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I just happened to have bought turntables, and he's a DJ. So I was like, oh, why don't you come over and show me how to do that shit? Fuck. I said shit again. I'll drink to that.
Oh, dear. I'll drink to that.
I might just hold it.
So, yeah, good idea. So he's a DJ. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, DJ. He's a music producer at the moment as well. And he's got a record label, and he's on 2 radio stations, one over in Amsterdam and a local radio metro.
Amazing.
Yeah, every week.
Metro? Perfect.
Every
That's
week.
amazing. Well done to your husband.
Yep.
Well done, Keith.
So we started a production company and I started doing graphic design, doing the flyers. This is how old I am. This was before social media when we used to do guerrilla marketing. We had
Back
to
in the
go
good
out.
old days.
Yeah, we had to go out at 2 a.m. every night and bomb like 5,000 cars with flyers under their windshield wipers.
Oh
like,
my God.
that
I
is how we got our
days
shit done.
coming back and going, what the fuck is under my windscreen now?
Like 10 flyers. One of those was mine.
Yeah, probably.
So we used to do that. And then he got a gig in Bali, played twice a week for a month, like totally all paid. And so we're like, well, Australia's close. Let's go to Australia after
Jump
that.
over.
So we got rid of everything we owned, put everything in 5 boxes and moved within 2 weeks.
Wow. Oh my God, that's crazy. I could never imagine leaving the Gold Coast, let alone packing up and moving to the other side of the world.
Yeah, why not though, right?
Yeah, well, look where it's got you.
I know. I came and I never left.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Australia now?
We got here in 2003, lived in Perth. I hate Perth. It's fine if you go for 2 weeks, but day 15, out.
Okay, I've never actually been to that side of Australia.
Yeah, don't. Whatever. Coming from California and San Diego, where I can go grocery shopping at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
In Perth, everything closed at 5 and nothing open on weekends. I was like, Keith, where the fuck do you bring me?
This place is shut.
Yeah, where I don't know about this.
Yeah.
So I did immigration, and we looked at a map and said, this is not where we're going to be. So we picked the Gold Coast, moved sight unseen.
Wow.
Haven't left.
Well, you picked a good spot to come.
Yeah,
you
I'm
really
still here.
did. Wow, that's crazy. And now you guys have a couple of kids and you're married and life is settled here on the coast.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's beautiful. So your business, Jungle Branding Co., is graphic design, branding. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, it started off as the very first, I've had this company for 17 years. The very first name was Twilight Studios. And I spelt Twilight weird. It was Twilite. And a massive tip for anyone in business, do not name your business something that you need to spell.
Yeah.
Seriously, don't do it.
I know I've had people that I've called up and they've had to, spell out their entire email because it's so
no, bad.
different.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Even if you think it's fun and cute. No.
Don't.
Switched it to Jungle Design Studios, and that's when I was doing graphics, printing, logos, websites. I've built sales funnels. I've done everything.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
I remember right in the very beginning of Gold Coast Girls in Business, I believe you helped me and taught me all about funnels.
Yeah.
And I created my first ClickFunnels thing, and I was like, what is this fucking shit? I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Shit.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. So crazy. All right. So I know a little bit about your business. So for anyone out there who just thinks like branding is your logo, I know right? So you have a very unique but amazing view on what a brand actually is. So can you tell the people listening a bit about that? Because it was eye-opening for me, and even as a graphic designer myself, obviously on a totally different scale. That's your passion and your number one thing. But that was like crazy to hear how you worded branding your business. So tell us a bit about like your thoughts on what a branding your business is.
The question of the day, do you have 2 hours?
Yes, I do. And plenty of vodka.
Oh, okay. So when I rebranded, I decided I was going, okay, I'm tired of doing everything. Because when you're not a specialist, people will choose like, yeah, I can come to her for a funnel or a graphic design or a web design. But I want to go to someone that's all they do, because it's perceived that they're specializing in that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm really good at it, which is branding, which is what a brand is. It's being known for something. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Yeah.
So after 17 years in business, working with hundreds of clients, I've refined a process. I put myself through the process. It was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It's much easier to give someone their questionnaire than to do it yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
So props to all my clients. But yeah, I did it to myself. And what came out the other side is Jungle Branding Co. And I am world-class branding expert.
Yes.
I get referred all around the world. I get tagged everywhere. I'm known for what I do. It's all I can talk about. And that's what a brand is. It's the perception that people have of you. It's the experience. It's how you want people to feel, how you want them to see you, what you want to be known for, like being an industry leader, that's a brand.
Yeah.
Right? Branding is the action stuff that you do. The brand is the noun, the person, the identity.
Mm-hmm.
So what the importance of a brand, it's pretty much, a lot of people skip this. They go, oh, I'll get that done when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Or I'll wait till I figure things out and I'll get it done. I'll wait till I can afford it.
Yeah.
All these things. And I'm like,
that's the number one thing I hear is like affording it, but they're just doing little bits at a time, and that can really affect the branding process.
I'm like, bitch, please. This is the shit that helps you figure it out. Shit.
Drink to that.
This is what helps you figure that stuff out. You don't figure it out and then come to me.
Yeah.
I put absolute massive clarity into your brain about exactly why you exist, what your purpose is. I don't know if you know anything about human design, but I'm a projector. For all those that know human design, I have this intuitive ability to see inside of you and extract the gold.
Yes.
And then package it up for the world to experience.
So beautifully too, I might say.
Thank you so much. Yes, I make you magazine worthy.
Yes.
Like high-end magazine worthy. I will make you look hot as fuck, turn heads, capture attention, because the most important thing, like I ask people all the time, like, what do you think is the most important place to be seen or be known or remembered, right? And they're like, oh, on Facebook, or I want to be on podcasts, or, maybe Facebook ads. I'm like, you got it all wrong. The most important piece is the real estate in someone's mind.
Yeah.
You want people to recognize you, remember you, be top of
Instantly
mind.
reminded,
when they think of brand, who do they think of? Me, of course. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. So when you were saying magazine worthy, I launched the Gold Coast Girls in Business magazine. God,
I remember.
Oh God, I'm getting old. Maybe like 4 years ago. And Steph designed the actual magazine for me, the whole setup, the whole template, basically. And when I launched that, the magnitude of people coming to me and just saying they couldn't believe how beautiful it was presented. Like, a lot of things can just be thrown out there just really half-assed, but it looked fucking insane. And I was the same when I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, we had Channel 9 News come to us just because of the design before it was launched.
Wow.
And do a piece on it. Like, it was amazing. And I would not have been able to do that for myself. No fucking way.
Yeah. I've gotten better, more refined. I do very high-end designs. So I say build $1 million brands, and they're like, oh, but I'm not $1 million. No. I take you to $1 million.
Yes.
I don't brand who you are now. I brand the future vision of you so you can step into it. So the whole thing holds you.
Yeah.
But coming back to the brand it's a strategy. It's the whole strategy that your business runs on. It's the mission. Like, what is your mission? Like, oh, just do a mission statement because I was told I had to do a mission statement. No, this is why you exist. Why you exist and what you're meant to do and who you're supposed to help. And then the vision is that lofty, audacious goal that you want to get to. It's the compass. When, you know how a lot of people just create, I just need to sell shit and make money.
I just want money.
Or I want to do a bunch of offers and launch all the time.
Yeah.
Or how do I get clients? Well, what's your vision? Does that fit in with the vision? It's like a compass for your business. It keeps you on path.
Yeah.
It's like a map to your destination. So we build that out, and I go into the energetics as well, like the whole who you are when you're doing what you do, because at the end of the day, everything is a vibe.
And it does matter.
Energy.
Exactly right. You've created this business because of something inside of you, and you pull that out to put into that business, which is pretty special.
And even though it's online, nowadays, that whole old marketing, all that shit's way out.
Yeah.
Shit.
No shit.
It's gone. It's all about building your brand now. Yes, the reason for that is because people crave human-to-human connection. It's no longer, I want to buy a course, I want to hire a coach, I want to spend a high ticket something or other. It's, I need to know who this person is. Like, what do they believe in? What are their values?
Yeah, that's
Are we on the
true.
same page?
You're so
what do
right.
they stand for? What do they stand against? And you'd be like, yeah, I like this chick. I want to work with her.
Yeah.
Or on the other side is, nope, not my thing.
Yeah.
And then they say no, which is perfect because nobody wants to work with those pain in the ass clients, no matter how much money it is.
Exactly.
So it's really, never walk the vanilla line. Vanilla's bad. Vanilla's boring.
Vanilla's boring.
Nobody sees vanilla. Disrupt or attract.
Yeah.
say your piece. I am a firm believer in do not filter yourself. Say whatever the fuck you want because people are going to relate to you. They're going to work with you. You better be upfront about it. You know what I mean?
Yes. I think you were one of the first people to at the events that I throw because I am so socially awkward, but I do tend to hold myself back, and you were like, let them see who the fuck you are. And then when that started to happen, the human face-to-face thing is so huge. And that's why networking events have exploded and all these like smaller community events, because people get to see the real you, and you can't really hide that when you're face-to-face, which is a good thing.
How annoying and what a pain in the ass it would be to hold that in. Yeah. Like, that's hard work.
Yeah.
Why do that to yourself? It's already hard enough to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
It's a roller coaster.
Show the world your fucking wild side.
That's right. If you're wild.
Yes.
If you're prim and proper, own it.
Yeah.
If you don't swear and you wear long flowy dresses, own it.
And again, that's a good reason to be yourself too. Like, people who are coming to these events, some of them love the fact that I'm the way I am and talk the way I do, and I'm very out there and there's just no bullshit. Other people get a bit like, don't love that. And that's good for them to come and be like, okay, this is not the events I want to be at. And there are so many different events held by different people, and their events show who they are. And that's why my events are always a little like me, a little out there, a little loud,
party,
but fucking fun. And it's not, it's all about just letting your true self come out and having fun at the same time.
Absolutely. And that's your brand. It's what people think about you.
Exactly.
That's exactly what a brand is. So it's not your goddamn logo. People do not buy from you for your logo.
For your logo.
Or, I like her colors. I think I'm going to pay her 10 grand.
I'm a yellow girl. You got my money.
It's attractive. It's supposed to catch the eye. And it's supposed to, what it does is you have these visuals that are so amazing that, you know, have you ever been on an Instagram feed where you're like, this is beautiful, and you scroll and like an hour later
in the design.
You're scrolling, you're consuming their content. That is the point.
Yeah.
That is the point. It's not what's trendy, what colors are in. It's to capture attention and keep them on your feed so they consume what you're saying. Yes. The more they consume, the more they relate to you, the more they like you, the closer they get to buying from you. And then when you're your true self,
the more they're on your profile, the algorithm spits your shit at them a little bit more. So
exactly. That's the whole point.
If they're engaged in your content, they'll get thrown at more.
Yeah. Marketing, sales, branding are 3 points in a circle that you cannot have one without the other.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
But they're separate. And a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, so if you're more than a logo, what do I get? Well, I position your business in the market to work with these type of people or these type of people. Because say I met a lady last night at the She Knows business event, and she sells luxury boats. And we were talking about the clientele, because I've leveled up myself in my clientele. It's 5 figures to work with me to do your brand. So it's a different type of client. You need to know how they think, how they act, how they speak to be able to speak to them.
To attract them.
So they hear you. Like, those are the kind of people who value their time more than money.
Yes.
They will pay you whatever you want to solve their problem and leave them out of it and get it done.
Yeah.
People who are a little bit in a different level than that will value their money more. So when they pay you a sum of money, they're all over your shit.
Yes.
Like, they're like, don't leave you alone. They're like, this is like my life here. So the pressure on both sides is insane. So you need to know your market, price accordingly.
Yes.
Know your audience, speak to them, your messaging, your voice. That's your brand. Yes. That is what I do.
Absolutely.
So people are like, what? That's branding? Yes, that's your brand.
Yeah, branding, unfortunately, for some people who think, oh, like, I've got my logo, my branding's done. Yeah, that is not it. Your logo is not your brand.
What do you do next? Oh, I don't know. How do I find clients? Well, if you went and did your brand strategy properly, you would know the answer to that question.
Girls in Business Podcast. This episode is proudly sponsored by Sare Counselling. Contact us today on 0755 767710 or head to sare.com.
So if you could pick 3 of the absolute top things in branding, so like the 3 must-dos in branding. So say if we were talking to someone who'd just come to us, just had their idea for a business and wants to go ahead, what are the 3 top things in branding that you would say get your ducks in a row first and foremost? If there is 3 that you can choose.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing to me, woman? I've got 25,000.
I told you, you're a victim today.
I know. Okay. I can do this. I can do this.
You got this.
Shit. We need a drink
Yes.
so I can answer this question.
Shit.
Okay. Top 3 things. I think the very first thing you need to ask yourself would be, what do I want to do? Right? Like, what is it that I want to do? You have this business idea. Okay. So you know what you want to do, but what about it turns you on, lights you up?
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to do this for people? Find out your why. That's your number one thing.
Yes,
That
that's
will guide
actually an
everything.
amazing first. Why?
Yeah.
Why anything?
Why?
Why the name? Why the business? Why the service or the product?
Yeah,
why?
but why? Why do you exist? Why is this even a thing?
Yeah.
Give us a why. And then when you answer why, I want you to ask why 5 more times.
Yeah.
Get down to the bottom
I
one.
was going to say, yeah, be completely honest with yourself too, because in the beginning it's easy to convince yourself why,
Yeah.
but it's not your true why.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think, oh, I need to be a good person inside and say, because I want to help people.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Okay. If that's your why, unless it really is your why. Oh, I said shit.
I didn't want to point it out, but yeah, she said shit again.
Cheers. You need to go deeper than that, and don't be fake. Even if you say it's because I want to be a millionaire, own that shit,
Yeah.
and maybe that's your why. Just find out your why. And
Yeah. And I
that's the
will
first
point
one.
out, and I want to point out because I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but my why definitely changed over the course of my business changing. So even though your why might be what it was in the beginning, it can definitely evolve into a completely different why. Does that
Yep.
resonate with you at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
one of my major values and core beliefs is evolution and growth.
So would you say like your brand, you would like evolutionize that as you go as well? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You change, you grow.
How
you
many
learn.
times have I rebranded
Yeah.
Gold Coast Girls in Business?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it changes.
It does. And you evolve as a person, your business evolves, you work with more people. You really, like, I won't work with anybody who has not been in business for a couple years, who understands like, okay, I don't like doing this, but I really like doing this. I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
This is my most profitable. And these are the people I like to work with. I don't like working with those. Once you
Yes.
start to narrow this down and be like, okay, I've got my thing.
But yeah, that's also why I love about your business. You don't just take on any client just for the money. You will literally say, look, I'm not your ideal person for where you're at, and
Yeah.
you'll send them to someone who is. Yeah. And that's it. You start off somewhere. Like when I started my very first business on my own, it was not even a passion. It really was just something to help me get out of where I was and as a new mother. So I was like, okay, this logo, that logo, none of it ever meant anything to me. But then over time, when I started to realize and grow and all of it started making sense in my own brain, it all changed and developed. And
Values change, core
Exactly.
beliefs change, your strategy changes. I think everybody should revisit their brand every 6 months to a year and just tweak it, refine it, up level it, upgrade it, elevate it, because
plus
you
the
don't want to
world's
stay the
changed. There's
same
trends.
place.
My apologies, microphone.
Nobody gets in business to stay right here, be mediocre at 100K. Like, no.
They
You
wanna
want to go up
grow.
300K, 500K, 900K. Okay, I'm $1 million brand, right? Keep going up.
Absolutely.
But again, if your why is to stay there, that's cool. No shade.
Then just
No
stay.
shade. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
All
So
right.
what was that? That was the evolution and growth thing?
Yes.
Yes, I fully agree with you. 1000%.
That was good because I was like thinking, yeah, I wonder if we all sort of have the same take on that, because you grow, your business grows,
Yeah.
the community around you grows, everything changes. So
You have no
can't
choice.
always be unlike
It
McDonald's,
happens, it
who can
happens.
just stay the same for 70 years.
Yeah.
Some things do need to grow and evolve.
Yep. I agree with that. So what is it? Point number 2? Number 2?
Number 2.
So what? 1 was your why?
So why? Number 1, first and foremost.
Yes. 2, I would say with your brand, I think you really need to understand your identity. Like that's an entire third pillar of my process is dedicated to identity.
Yeah.
And this isn't your brand identity as in the visuals. This is, you see a lot of people out there who are copying each other. Like you go look and everybody's beige with black writing and trying to look like this. Or
Yeah.
you remember those years ago when everything was a watercolor splash for
Yes.
a logo with the gold and shit?
The amount of
Right.
watercolor
Yeah.
logos
Yeah.
I did was insane.
But
yeah.
the reason that people there's this chronic endemic of people rebranding every 6 months because they see something, go, oh, I like that, I'll change.
Yeah.
I see that and I want to change. Oh, I love my coach so much. I want to have a brand like hers, you know?
Yeah.
You rebrand every 6 months to a year. That gets really expensive. Just pay me 5 figures now and I'll sort your shit
That
out.
will be,
shit.
yeah. Oh, yay. Thank God I was getting thirsty.
So the reason that they keep rebranding is because they don't know who the fuck they are. They have no identity. Sort out your identity. Who are you when you're doing this work? Who are you as a person? What's your voice? How do you speak? What's your personality? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, what is it? Like, what's your own identity?
Identify yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you know your identity and you've done the work behind it, which is more complex than what I'm saying right now, obviously.
Yeah.
But once you figure that out, it doesn't matter what anybody out there looks like. You've got your own set of shit.
Exactly.
Shit.
So, oh shit.
Maybe we should have gone with fuck.
We probably should, yeah. We had a discussion before we got in here and we were like, which swear word? Because we're both very
sweary.
Yes,
Sweary
and we were
well.
like, fuck is just way too on the top of our tongues.
Yeah.
Because we've chosen shit.
I don't even know I say it.
It's what's coming to our right. Okay, so we've got your why, your identity, and
Yep.
then what's the third thing?
You need to make sure you invest in a professional to design it. Like, I'm not
I'm
Canva.
so happy you said the word
Hardcore
invest.
Canva people and templates and shit. Fuck that shit.
That is not your
Okay?
brand.
Get a professional to do your visuals, because at the end of the day, people are judging a book by its cover, whether they admit it or not.
Yes.
They're judging you.
Yeah.
And if you're a mishmash, patchwork quilt, you're using quotes from here, different things, curate your brand, style it, make it look beautiful. I want my eyes to be delighted.
Yes,
I want
you
it to
wanna be
look delicious, and I want to scroll. If it doesn't look like that, I'm not even going to click it to read it.
Oh,
And
I'm
therefore,
imagining you scrolling and drooling.
or scrolling and going, oh, she needs to call me.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Sare Counselling. Sare Walk and Talk Therapy takes the traditional counselling couch outdoors. Book a walk and talk therapy session today, combining nature, movement and evidence-based therapy. Have your counselling session along the beautiful Burnley Beach or Broadwater Parklands. We also offer mental health training to the wider community and businesses. Sare is passionate about educating and supporting our community, working together to reduce the stigma around mental health illness and ensuring support for those who need it most. Sare Counselling, combining nature, movement and evidence-based therapies. Contact us today on 0755 767710 or head to sare.com.
So we were talking before about the icks. So business icks. Is there one thing in the realm of branding and graphic design that gives you the ultimate business ick?
Oh, I can answer this without a shadow of a doubt. 100%. Top number one is...
Give it to me.
Oh, it's coming at you.
Oh,
It's
shit.
coming. It's coming.
Oh, shit.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
Oh, that was a lot of shit.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, hold on.
Right, I'm ready.
Big gulp that time. I absolutely despise. Like, it shits the shit out of me. I will chug that drink after I say this, okay? It shits the shit out of me when people go into a massive Facebook group, 300,000 people, 60,000 people, whatever, and throw up 6 logos. They help me choose my logo.
Oh.
I like lose my shit. I hate that so much.
That does happen
First-
in our group a bit. And the one thing inside me, you're right. It's like, oh, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Is your business.
People-
This is for you. What do you like?
Yeah, you know how much I hate this? People tag me in posts and go and give me the laughy face. Steph, tear them apart. I'm like, yeah. Okay, so
Oh.
an entire group of people know nothing about
You?
anything.
Your
They don't know
business.
who you are, what you do, who you work with. How the fuck are we going to pick out of 6 shit, by the way, logos?
Yeah.
Because if they were any good, they wouldn't be posting it up to choose. Sorry, I'm such an asshole. Okay, yeah, totally. Totally. I'll own that. I hate that.
I don't think
I
you're a bitch.
absolutely
You're
hate
just
it.
as raw and honest as you possibly can be. That
Well,
can be taken as bitchy, but that's just
I'm
being
fine
fucking
with
truthful.
that. I've got a shirt, Diamantes, that says bitch.
Well,
Bitchy McBitch
wasn't going to
face.
say it, but
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm fine with it. Yeah. and-
totally
and
joking, by the way. She is not a bitch. I just thought I'd try and be nice
sometimes-
there.
Sometimes. It's, and then what do you, okay, so let's do this little scenario. help me pick my logo. Which one's your favorite? Cue the 4,000 comments.
Yes.
With all different answers.
They've literally given themselves a whole other job to go through this comments
What are
section.
you doing? No one is all going to agree on the same one. Like, I hate that. That is my number one thing.
That's a good
just think it should be Facebook would just ban you for 30 days if you do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Totally. Oh, shit. Oh, I need a refill. My business ick, it's not even a business ick, I don't think, actually, now that I'm about to say it out loud, but it's a word to do with the business world. And I am a little bit hesitant to even say it because I had a conversation with someone.
Is it entrepreneur?
Nearly.
Okay.
But not entrepreneur.
That's fine.
I don't mind that word.
Fempreneur, cispreneur.
Yes, all these extra words.
God, I
mean,
cringe.
I was one of those cringy people, though. I named one of the events the CEO event. So, I mean, and even then I was like...
No, that's okay.
But it was...
although I didn't understand it. I was like, what does that mean?
And the only reason because I had a conversation with someone about this word the other day and how I get like, my insides go a little bit, like it's an ick. It's a full-on ick. But it's the word influencer.
Oh, influencer.
And it's not, and I absolutely like love and appreciate influencers and I love what you do. But I think when I first was introduced to, and I get called, people go, you are an influencer. I'm like, please don't. Please don't fucking call me that.
Threw up in my
but
mouth
I
a
do
little.
get it. We influence people to support each other, or some people influence people to buy inject a tan. Like, this is the part that it gives me the ick. Women out there who are given the title of influencer but are literally influencing our younger generation to be complete fuckwits. And I'm not kidding. And this is not even associated with everyone. Again, I'm an influencer apparently.
Yeah.
But just the word really fucking gets to me. And I don't fully understand why, but I think it was when influencer was a trend. The word was a trend. And they were calling people influencers that were really just girls with their boobs out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because they got a few
affiliate
100,000
marketers,
followers.
basically.
Basically, yeah. So I really need to change that in my brain. But influencers that ick word for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
So fucking weird. So yeah, there's my ick.
Steph secretly doing stories. The influencer Asha.
Influencer. We'll throw up in my mouth. You can find us at www.goldcoastgirlsinbusiness.com.au or on Facebook at The Girls in Business Movement and Instagram at gc.girlsinbusiness or at girlsinbusiness.podcast.
All things life, business, and sisterhood.
All right, welcome back. Now, I wanted to ask you a few questions. I know you've won some awards and you've been nominated for quite a few. So tell us a little bit about the awards that you have won.
Well, I've won one of your major awards at the first awards. That was amazing.
Oh, that was a while ago, wasn't it? What, 2019?
Yeah. Before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. COVID came and shat on our plans.
Yeah. Was that a form of shit?
I guess so, yeah. I immediately thought that. So tell us what awards you've won and why it's important for young businesses. Young businesses, small businesses,
all businesses,
any businesses to enter these awards.
I think the biggest piece, well, besides the little bit of like being able to post that everywhere and be like, yeah, I won this.
Look at me.
Yeah. The fact that I can say I entered the Stevie Awards, and that's worldwide.
Yeah, global
and they're
awards
quite
program.
huge. There were 2,500 entries when I went into it, and I won Female Entrepreneur of the Year. I know, right?
I'll drink to that.
So,
Congratulations.
Cheers.
That is exciting.
It was so unexpected. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to do it. And then it's like, get into that one too. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Forgot all about it. And then I won. I was like, wait, what? Record scratch.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Whiplash with the triple take.
Yeah.
I think what it did for me, confidence.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, confidence is everything. When you are confident
absolutely
about who you are, what you do, why anything in your business, in life, confidence is so attractive.
Yes.
It's sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
People buy confidence because they're like, oh, she knows what's up. She's confident. So it gave me that confidence. Like, okay, yeah, I'm a player in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, level up. Hello, ding.
I'm here. Winner. Yeah, I got the same confidence when I won Entrepreneur of the Year on the Gold Coast, and I was like sitting there listening to them, like this awards program. They sort of, before they say the name, they sort of tell you about the person, and I was sitting there just going, no, it's not me. And everyone at the table's like, it's you, it's fucking you. And I was like, no, it's fucking not. No, it's fucking not. And they called my name, and I literally didn't know whether to cry or run out the room.
Yeah,
I was
remember
like,
that.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, and that gave me the confidence to create an awards program for our community, because most of us don't really get a look in with these bigger awards. And a lot of us deserve recognition.
Absolutely.
So that's where, the confidence I got from winning that gave me confidence to create a program for every other small business in the community. So it is a fucking exciting
That's why
thing.
I do what I do. It's my mission in this round on Earth. My mission is I work with men and women, but I want more women to be fucking recognized, seen, appreciated, fawned over, sought after for their gifts, for their genius. I love finding someone's genius and turning it into something that they can get paid so much money for and have so much fun, enjoy their life. When you love what you do, it's not work.
Exactly.
You know?
You don't, like that cliche old saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And it is so fucking true.
I love what I do.
A little video thing in the car before, and I was like, I'm about to do the recording of episode 2. How is this my fucking life?
Yeah,
well,
I saw that.
I created it, but I love it.
I know. It turns your life into fun and joy. And that's one of my top values is adventure and joy. And people are like, wow, that's a crazy value, because there was like, integrity and all that boring shit.
You also put yourself out there a lot in the community with different networking events and smart, like you went to one last night for
She Knows Business.
She Knows Business, and you're at a lot of these things. So why do you think it's important to go to these? Like, what's it done for you going to these events?
When I first started my business and came to the Gold Coast, I didn't really know anybody. Well, obviously I knew no one.
Yes.
So how do you meet people? You network. I joined BNI. I was in it for 8 years. And as much as I like to bitch about it, it made me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because when people can hear you, like I can write 20-minute long reads of posts like 5 times a day. I can write out my ass. But it doesn't get the point across like someone speaking. And when you can feel the vibe, the passion, and they get all excited, you get all excited. It's like, funny. You know what I mean? So going out networking, you actually get to go meet people face to face. You get to see a face. You get to hear a voice. You get
feel
to
their energy.
Yes.
I love
when
that.
you meet people, and it's not just meeting that person. It's not someone reading your post on Facebook and that's it. It's you're meeting someone who knows that many people, and those people know that many people.
Exactly.
It's a
and those
freaking
people
network.
talk about you.
Exactly. It's connection.
Yes.
It's connection.
Absolutely.
Is the point. And I am socially extroverted. I love to go out and socialize, have parties. So going out networking, especially when there's a bar, is like my cup of tea.
Yeah. So
or a shot of tequila. No, fuck
I
that. I don't
turn
drink
into
tequila.
Steph after like 6 or 7 drinks, but Steph walks in the room with that confidence, and I'm in the corner going, "Get me a drink."
I didn't start off like that though. Like, just I can talk to anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
My son takes after, my kids take after me in that sense. But the more you do it, the easier it is.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And the
even
more
that's a
people you get
slow
to know.
Exactly. Yeah. And it is. Connections do literally blow your world up more. Like I never.
It's everything. It's the reason everything happens.
Yeah.
Like shit doesn't get done down the line. Things don't get done down the line without having connections to get you here. Or even if it's someone saying, hey, can you hook me up with this person because you know them?
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, what?
Yeah. Well, the last one
happen?
I went to was International Women's Day. And I was still at the event, and I was getting messages, oh, my girlfriend's just met you at an event and they've been talking about you. I was still at the event, and I was like, oh my God, this is like, it's cool to get out of my own events and go to others.
And it feels good.
It does. It
It's
feels
all about
so
feeling good. Like at the end of the day, it gives me the warm and fuzzies. So I'll do more of
the
that.
connections, like I met this wonderful lady, Beck McMillan, at the event, and I walked up to her and gave her a hug and said, like I thought I knew her. This is embarrassing. I walked straight up, gave her a hug. I was so socially awkward. I didn't know anyone in the room, and I was like, oh, this girl, I know her. Gave her a hug. I was like, oh, so good to see you again. She's like,
I don't know you.
We've never met. And I was like, bullshit. Like, you're lying. I was like, I knew her name, her full name. And she's like, I've known all about you for a very long time, but we've never met. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Like, why did I go? But she's now the MC or the host for the awards night this year. So just that connection, we got along like house on fire, the energy, it was just like meant to be.
Yeah, good thing you fucked up.
Good thing I fucked up. And and then it was a proper seated arrangement at this event. So we were like, oh, we'll chat later. We've got to go take our seats.
Sat next to each other?
Sat next to each other in this it was mind blowing. Yeah, it was really crazy. But again, I would never have had that conversation or that connection with her if I didn't go to that event. So get the fuck out there, girls.
Yeah, I love your events. I always go to those.
They're super fun.
Yeah.
They are super fun. But like, again, people get different things from different events, and my events will always be a little bit more fun and a little bit less
That's your vibe.
Professional. That's my
your
vibe.
Brand.
But the banging of the trail.
It's your brand.
Yes. But other people like those ones where you go in, sit down, have a breakfast scone. I'm a banger.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think getting out there and putting yourself in those situations that make you a little bit awkward and a little bit icky.
It's how you grow.
Do it. Yeah, that's exactly
Nobody
right.
got anywhere far by being comfortable.
Or vanilla.
Yeah. Fuck vanilla.
The Girls in Business podcast.
Okay, so there's something that I like to do at the end of all of our podcasts because we've done so many. This is number 2. But I would like to know a quote that you've heard over your journey in business that's always stuck with you or popped into your mind in those moments of needing a goddamn quote, which we all get into.
How are you making me narrow this down? Okay, I've got two.
Okay.
Vying for the top spot.
Hit me with them.
Okay, the first one is, it's always working out for me. No matter if I think it's not, it is.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It is. Because it is. It's even if a month goes by and you're like, this is shit, it's not working out.
Yeah.
It's always
and
working
you think
out
you're
for me.
in like a really shitty spot, but you'll get down the track a little bit further and you'll be like, thank God that shit happened, you know? Because I wouldn't
always
be
working out for me.
Yeah.
It's for everything.
I
always think it.
I love that one. All right, what's number 2?
There's no such thing as failure. It's just data collecting.
Yes. That one I've never heard. So I love that one. And that's true. You are like everything that you fail at does give you something to learn upon, or is that even what you meant by that?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
God.
Every time you fail, it's not a failure. It's like you don't fail because you fell off your bike the first time. You get up and you keep going until you learn it. Same
learn
with walking.
Something from that fuck up.
Everything. It's just data collecting. Don't look at it as failure.
Yes.
And nobody ever got successful without failing because you don't know what success is without knowing what it's not.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So it's just data collecting.
They're great. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for that, Steph. And I'm just going to let Steph tell everybody now where you can find her on the internet, on her socials, so you can look her up and check out her insane, amazing work. So where can we find you, Steph?
I am on all the socials at Steph Zahalka. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I prefer that you come find my personal profile because it's a professional profile and I don't even look at my business one except for ads.
Also, this will all be on our website on www.goldcoastgirlsinbusiness.com. I'll have all of her .au. That's my website. I'll have all of her websites and socials linked to her page there. So if you don't write them down now, you can find her on there as well.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we have run out of time, but there is one last thing that me and Steph are going to do, because why waste all this alcohol consumption when we could go slap each other with tortillas in the parking lot? So we're going to go out and do the tortilla challenge in the car park. So if you want to see that, jump onto our website or our socials. Obviously, this is pre-recorded a few weeks in advance, but they will be up there for you to check out and have a fucking laugh at.
Asha, I'm going to bitch slap you.
I know. I'm actually so nervous. But thank you so much for coming in the studio today, Steph. It's been really fun having a drink and a laugh and getting to know a bit more about you.
It's always a good time.
And we are very excited for you guys to see this episode. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you check out our socials and share the shit out of this podcast. Oh, shit.
Shit.
Share the shit out of this podcast. And thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you to our sponsors and to our community for making this what it is today. Cheers.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Sweary Counselling.
You can find us at www.goldcoastgirlsinbusiness.com.au. or on Facebook at The Girls in Business Movement and Instagram at gc.girlsinbusiness or at girlsinbusiness.podcast.